Hello, everyone. Have you ever experienced teaching siblings? Ugh. Well, it can go crazy sometimes, especially if you are unable to manage the class effectively. This is actually where classroom management will come into the picture because if you do not know how to balance your interaction between the siblings, then there will be chaos. Because here's the thing, siblings have a tendency to steal each other's spotlight. What do I mean by that? They just want some attention. Sometimes they feel jealous if the teacher has too much attention on the other sibling and not the other one. Just like in the usual sibling rivalry, right? Think of yourself, especially to the firstborns or those of you who have younger sisters or brothers. Think of yourself when your mom said that you're going to have a baby sister or baby brother. Think of how you felt when you were young and you saw that all the attention was going to your younger sibling. So that's the same idea, teachers. That's why I'm going to be sharing with you how to effectively teach siblings in class. I'm also going to be showing some snippets from my actual private class so that you're going to have an idea how to effectively manage both, or if they're not just two siblings, like all siblings. So if you're interested, please continue watching. And to those of you who'd like to be a part of Native Camp, all you have to do is send me an email at askteacherkaren@gmail.com. I will send you tried and tested tips on how to pass. And for my potential students all over the world, Japan, Taiwan, Korea, Vietnam, China, if you want to sign up for private classes, you could also send me an email or get in touch through WeChat. My details are on the description box. So, teachers, let's get started. Tip number one, acknowledge the presence of the sibling. What do I mean by that? So, most of the time when you're teaching your student, their sibling would be, at the background trying to grab your attention. They could be saying hello, they could be doing crazy stuff. So, that's like attention seeking behavior. And it's your job, Teacha, not to treat them like a ghost. You have to acknowledge their presence. You say, oh, is that your brother or is that your sister? Hello, sister. Hello, brother. And then you could ask your student, what's your brother's name? And then you could get to know them. Don't treat them like ghosts. Try to get to know them. Let's say the name's Julia. Hello, Julia. How old are you? Oh, you're 5 years old? Do you like English too? That's wonderful. So, after, interacting with a sibling, you can now go back to your student. But the problem is, what if the sibling really wants to be a part of the class? Because there could be like two scenarios here. The first scenario is the sibling will just move on and leave you guys alone. And the other scenario is the sibling would want to join the class to have that sense of belongingness that I want to do what my sibling is also doing. So, what if the student, or rather the sibling, wants to join the class? Then that's when we will proceed to reason number two. If it's many, it's a V sound. What about this animal, Lucky? What animal is this? A woo! River, got it. So it's one wolf. What about many wolf? What do you call many wolf?
Many wolves.
Very good. It's a letter V. Tip number two, address the students by name. Notice, teacher, I'm now using the plural form of student. Since obviously the sibling wants to be a part of the class, you now don't have a choice but to have two students or three students if there are two other siblings. because you can't really ask the child to go away. That would be rude, not unless the parent would ask the student to, or ask the sibling to leave you and your actual student alone. So most of the time the sibling will just be joining the class. Your brother or the sister will join the class together with your student. So it's important that you get to know their names. It's important that you get to use their name, address them by their names, because that will help you get to control the situation. Let's say you don't want both students responding to you at the same time. There may be times when you're just speaking to your student. There may be times when you're speaking to the brother or the sister. And it's important that you make that clear. And a person's name is the sweetest sound that they could ever hear, right? It means a lot to them when their teachers address them by name. Go back to the time when you were in elementary, high school, or college. Isn't it you feel like that when your teacher remembers your name, right? So, same idea. Let's not forget to use their names. If they have like Chinese names, Korean names, Japanese names, you know, do your best to understand how to properly say their names. You can verify it with the student. Good for you if their names are in English, but if it's in their, native tongue, you really have to do your best to know how to say them. Is your brother there again? Hello, River.
Hi.
So, Lucky, this is going to be our last class. Our last class before Chinese New Year. How to spell scarves?
Two
S.
scarves.
Spell it for me. Pinchie. Spell.
S C A SCAR VS.
VES. Very good. That's how you spell it, right? Ah, Lucky remembered. River did not remember. Now, River, what animal is this again? A woo!
Wolf. Okay.
A wolf. River, what do you call many wolf? Let's say two wolf.
Two wolf.
Uh. It's like scarves. It's like scarves, River.
Two wolves.
Very good. It's called two wolves. Tip number 3, have the students take turns. Once again, teachers, one thing that you'd like to avoid here is sibling rivalry. You don't want them to fight for your attention. You don't want one sibling to cry, especially if you're teaching like a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. You don't want drama. So you have to make it clear to them that they must take turns. You must use their names so that when it's, let's say, sibling number one's turn to write on the board, then it's only going to be that person who will be writing on the board. If it's sibling number two's turn to speak, read, or do whatever interactive task you have for them, then it has to be clear whose turn is it, right? Because again, you don't want them to get into a fight. Tip number 4, be in control. Think of it this way, Teacha. You're like their parent. You're like their big sister or big brother. You have to be the boss. Not to be bossy, of course, but to make them feel that you are the person who has authority. That if they break the rules, they will be reprimanded nicely. That you are the one who will determine who's going to do this and do that. Say, for example, you encounter difficult siblings wherein the other, despite you making clear that it's not yet their turn, they still want to assert themselves. So, what do? You also have to make them feel that you are in control. Let's say, Julia, it's not your turn yet. Teacher says it's Marty's turn to use the board. Teacher said that it's Marty's turn to read what's on the board. Don't worry, you will be next after this. Okay? Please respect your brother. So notice, teachers, that I'm speaking in a firm tone. I'm looking at the camera as if I'm speaking to them, and I'm also making it clear whose turn it is, or whose turn it is to read or write or whatsoever. The other one is, let's say there's drama and they start to cry. You still have to make them feel that you're in control. Okay? Let's say when the other sibling makes the other cry, you manage a situation. Let's say, Marty, you have to apologize to your sister. Julia, it's okay. We are just trying to help you, and I will let you read the next part, okay? Are you feeling better now? So you really have to do your best to de-escalate the situation, and sometimes you might need to call the attention of the parent. Okay, let's say, Marty, could you please call your mom so that she can help us, right? Because it's very difficult to manage a situation alone, especially it's just an online class. The point here is the student is not in control, you are. What about number five? River, what's number five?
Sibling.
Lucky, can you help your brother? What's number five?
A stupid
Achoo! What was that? Oh my goodness. This one is pronounced as stuffed. Stuff and then the letter T. Stuffed. Stuffed toy.
Stuffed toy.
Yes, just like my Elmo toy. This is a stuffed toy because it's soft. You see? A stuffed toy. Do you have stuffed toys there?
Yeah.
Show me a stuffed toy, River. Show me a stuffed toy. Lucky, I know you are 12 years old. So, do you like stuffed toys or you don't like them anymore?
you. You.
What's that? Huh? Can I see? Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a big. It's a rabbit, right? But it looks crazy. It's like this. And last, and most importantly, give priority to your student. What do I mean by that? Obviously, in this situation, you don't really have a group class. You don't have two students or three students. You were just supposed to have a one on one class. It's just that the sibling came into the picture and wanted to be a part of the class. It's still important that you understand what your purpose is. And your purpose is not just to equally help both siblings, but to help your student, your actual student to begin with, to progress when it comes to their learning, to accomplish the learning agenda for your student to finish the book. So even though the sibling is included on the class, you should still, in a subtle way, give priority to your student. Make sure that they are able to accomplish as much learning goals as possible. They get to complete the exercises, they get to master the vocabulary that you're teaching, they get to use a certain sentence pattern. And this is where skill comes into the picture, Teacha, because you should not make it obvious to the sibling that you're actually favoring one sibling over the other. This is just reality that, the sibling is not your student. You probably won't see each other again the next class, right? So it's important that your actual student gets to accomplish the learning tasks, the learning goals, but the sibling gets to feel involved, gets to feel that they are, a part of the class, and they are also heard and appreciated. Ah,
A ring.
very good. Now let's try it for number two, Lucky. This is his brother. Can you make a question? Should I?
Should I get my brother a Mexico or uh, 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 golf club
Mm-hmm.
or a model. You
Very
should
good.
get you should get him a model.
Good job. Should I get my brother a golf club or a model? You should get him a model. River, can you read that for me, please? You read for
Should I
teacher.
get my brother club or a model? You should get him a model.
Good job. Now, Lucky, please make another question.
Mm. Should I get my 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 sister
I think she's a
uh
mom. She's a little old, Lucky. This is a mom.
uh, my mom my mom a book or earrings.
Or
Uh,
earrings.
Earring.
You
Mm-hmm.
should get you
You
should
should
get
get
him
Him?
a book.
her a book.
Very good. You should get her a book or a na. What's that again? It starts with the letter N. A long book. A long story. What do you call it? It starts with an
Uh,
N.
novel. Novel.
Novel. Very good. You
Uh,
should get her a novel. Now, could you read this for me, River? Please read for teacher. Should I?
Should I get my mom a no,
Novel.
novel or earring? You should get here a
Novel.
novel.
Very good. There you go, teachers. 5 tips on how you'd be able to have a class with siblings. A class that would be memorable, a class that would be meaningful, and a class that's going to be free of chaos and drama. Think of it this way: you are their second parent, or maybe you're their big sister or their big brother, and you are just trying to help both of them, right? You're just trying to make them feel that you care for both siblings, or in some cases all siblings if there's like more than one sibling in the picture. So I do hope that you've learned something from this. Once again, the challenge of being an ESL teacher is you never know what you're going to get. There are easy classes, easy peasy students, perfect students, difficult situations, and it's important that you are always ready. So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, Teacher Karen, and comment below if you have any questions, clarifications, or violent reactions, and hit the bell icon to get notified for new video uploads. I usually upload on Saturdays and or Wednesdays. So, I do hope to see you guys soon. Before we end, again, send me an email at askteacherkaren@gmail.com if you'd like to be a part of Native Camp, or if you'd like to have private classes with me, and be a blessing to the people around you. Goodbye.